Guys, we're
Yay!
live.
Can you
So we
It looks like there's a line in the middle.
oh,
Okay, yeah, there
we
you go.
are live now, and it's been like that ever since. We have a line in the middle,
Yeah, it
right?
looks like
We're in a
we have a
separate
line.
room.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, welcome
Oh my
to
gosh,
our
that's
live
so funny.
session.
Yeah, look
I
at
pointed
that.
that out last time. I actually did.
Oh, okay.
But Alburn was there yesterday. That's why you don't
Okay.
see it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, we are live.
Okay.
We had a busy day today, and we
Yes.
celebrated my parents' 33rd anniversary,
Yeah.
and we were eating good food.
Yeah.
Um,
We were
and
at what was the name of the restaurant? Golden Jade Palace
mhm,
in Calgary, Alberta.
it was nice, and we had some good time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we are on our 21st day of our 90-day challenge, and I can't believe we're approaching 1 month, right?
Yes.
Into the challenge. And yeah, today's topic, we're just going to reflect on the last 3 weeks, right, of what happened. Um, you know how we did, how we think we did. Uh,
Yeah.
some of the insights that we have for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. It's nighttime here, 11 p.m. So uh, our neighbors are sleeping. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Comment down below what country
Mhm.
and what time it is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 week reflection is a bit quick. Like 3 weeks is really quick when you're busy, right? And I think one of the things that happened during the 3 weeks is that we've got a ton of realization, right, of how awesome this community is, this business is.
Mhm.
We want to celebrate our new mentors, right?
Yes.
They finally, uh,
Uh,
gone
yeah.
through, some of the training
Yeah.
and able
They've
to
set
create.
up pretty much a whole online system platforms pretty much in just a few weeks,
Right.
and they've been following the training. They've been working so hard in the background, and we've been following them along, and it's um, and I love their journey
Right.
where they're going at here.
Yeah.
We're very excited for
Me-
their success.
Mel got we got paid also
Yeah.
this
So
this
today we
today
yeah we got
this morning.
yeah
So we got about a few
yeah we're gonna
checks
be
to deposit,
depositing.
right?
We haven't done the depositing yet. We've been so busy today. Yeah, we can do the deposits.
Yeah, we'll do the deposits a little later because usually, you have to take a picture of them and things like
Yeah,
that, right?
takes time. So
Um,
we don't want to miss some zeros. So.
we are so grateful that we're able to do this, completely online, remotely, and we're able
Yes.
to build a system like this.
Yeah, in the comfort of our own home,
Hmm.
and just
Part
use.
time.
Yeah, we're not even completely doing it, like we're
Mhm.
not doing it full time, 8 hours a day. We're just
Right.
putting in a couple hours a day.
Right.
And whenever we have free time,
Mhm.
we go in our laptop or
Yeah.
on our phone, and
Because one thing
yeah,
to realize about this, the heavy portion of of building up the business is in the beginning,
it's in
right?
the beginning.
And I always
Yeah.
tell this whenever I train people in terms of at my job, right? I used to train a bunch of business people, and and I always tell them the beginning is where everything really happens,
Yeah.
right? It's like a rocket, right?
Mhm.
90% of the fuel that's used in a rocket launch is
It's
is
on
in
the
the beginning, in
launch.
the
Yeah,
launching, right?
launching.
And then the same thing with your when you're flying a plane, right? I mean, the pilot doesn't. I talk about pilot because I love flying
Yeah.
planes and things like that. And I want to be a pilot when I was a kid. But if you imagine a pilot trying to fly a plane getting off the ground, they don't go 80% power, right? Or 90% power. right? They go 100% power, maybe 110, just to make sure that they have all the power of those two engines or four engines, right? To lift that ginormous amount of piece of metal, right, out of the
Yeah.
ground, right? Um, and onto the air. So
Yeah.
uh, in the
Yeah, the
same
heavy lifting is done in the
in the beginning,
beginning.
right? So it's
Yeah.
the same as it goes with building a business, or it doesn't matter what kind
Yes.
of business that is, online,
Yes.
offline.
Yeah.
All the hard work really comes in the beginning, right? But
Yeah.
when you have it set up, imagine you have your website set up, right? You have a
Yeah.
funnel set up,
You
you
have
have an
your email
email.
marketing set
Mhm.
up, right? You have all your social media platforms set up, right? All you gotta do really is just the maintenance, the updates, the postings,
Hmm.
right?
Content creation like
Mm-hmm.
this, right? It's like the 10% of
Yeah.
running the business, because
Yeah.
90% really is done in the background, right?
Yeah, and
Somebody
it's
else is doing that.
automated. Yeah.
That's right. And the cool thing is that we have a ton of admin. That's thank God
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
admin
for
system,
admin.
because they're able to do all the training, to update the training,
Yeah.
to figure out where the leads are and
Yeah.
who's
Making sure
buying,
that the system works,
making sure. Yeah, so there's a ton of magical people behind the
Yeah,
online,
behind the scenes,
behind the
like
scenes,
all
right?
you see is just us, right? But there's a lot of people
Yeah, there's an
doing
army.
things, like
Right.
200,000 people
Right.
doing.
There's an army behind us of admin
Yes.
people,
Yes.
of technical people,
Yeah.
of of really capable individuals, even like cybersecurity people, right?
Yes.
That's looking over the system, that's looking over our email marketing system, our lead system, our follow up
Yes.
system. All these things are things that
You
you kind
you
of take
don't
for
see.
granted,
Yeah.
or don't see. Especially if you're in this business, it's easy to take those things for
For
granted.
granted. Yeah.
I mean, I build traditional businesses as well, right? And those are the things that I'm really, that I'm limited at, right? I can't really have an entire admin team of like 20, 50 different army of, builders, right? Like
Yeah.
website builders and funnel builders and all these things. But we have that. We have that for you.
Yeah.
There's a system out there that has all those.
And the good thing about it is you don't have to pay out of pocket
Mhm.
for those kind of things. In the beginning, it's already paid for.
Right.
And it was just that one time payment. And
There,
it
there,
wasn't
there
even
are
that
going to
big
be
compared to
investments. No, not
yeah.
not by far. It's just a
Yeah, it
fraction,
was
really.
just
It's just a
tiny.
fraction of the actual cost of building a business like this.
Yeah.
And so when people ask me, how do you, like, is there a product and things like that, right? Of course, there's going to be a product. Of course, we're
Yeah.
associated, right?
Yeah. But there is no selling involved, right? Like it
Mhm.
doesn't need no matter what the product is, we're not selling the product.
Mhm.
Um
Interestingly
just
enough, in the past 3 weeks, people have actually reached out, right? And they're
yeah.
really curious of how how to do these things, right? And what I can always say is that the best way to really find out is find the information for yourself. I mean, I can,
Yeah.
I can entertain you, I can talk to you a little bit, and not a little bit, a lot probably, right? I can give you as
Yeah.
much information as I can, right? But the best way to get the information is to attend that 90-minute webinar, right?
Yes. And it's gonna be happening tomorrow at 6 p.m. MST,
Mhm.
right? 8 p.m.
EST,
Eastern.
Eastern,
And 5 p.m. PST.
Pacific,
Right.
yeah.
And it's all accessible online globally,
Mhm.
right? And if there's something happened that you couldn't make it on those times,
Mhm.
there's a recording as well, the replay that was recorded. So for those who wants to watch it in some other time.
Right. Or right away, right? Because as soon as we give you the information or sign you up to that webinar, you can watch the replay, right?
Yeah.
And I think the most successful business owners and mentors that actually join our community, they watch these webinars 3 or 5
Multiple
times,
times.
multiple times.
Yeah.
really finding out if this is something for them.
And
right?
these webinars are new every week, right? Every session. So we host one on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's always new each time, and new people, new testimonials, new experiences and stories.
Right.
And you'll never know who you get to connect with, right, on those webinars.
The best part also is that all this, by the way, are realizations, right? When we're doing these go lives, and there are times where you hear us talk for like half an hour and
Yeah.
discuss certain topics, and within this, we kind of realize how beautiful the system really is in terms
Yeah.
of, imagine we just get to
talk
and have a
and there's an
conversation with you.
automated system that works in the background,
Mhm.
and we get notified, right,
Right.
for any results that we get.
Exactly.
Yeah.
80-90% of the time, I'm actually doing something else. Right?
Like me too.
Completely
Like
different, right?
I'm 90% of the time I'm watching the kids, doing things for the kids, doing my errands or going on to my appointments.
Right.
And all I really do is I'll look at the phone and check the updates, any news.
Right.
Content creation is
yeah.
that pretty much.
Content creation, take a look at some ads, right?
Yeah.
Testing. There's a lot of business stuff, right, that we still do on the side.
Yes.
But these are the fun stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the fun stuff.
All the crazy things really happens in the
In the
beginning,
beginning,
right?
when you have to learn the system, right?
Mhm.
You have to learn the trainings, go through with all the trainings, making sure that everything is done right in the beginning, right? But once it's all set up and done, all you really need to do is just the maintenance, that 10% every
The
day.
10%, because
Yeah.
the 90% is really done for you already,
Yeah.
right? And there's so many more that I can that I can share, but it's really best you guys to find out, right, on your own, right, if this is
Yeah.
something for you, right? And if it is, just reach out to us, and we'll be happy to take you step by step through the process, and hopefully we can connect and have that opportunity together, right? Yeah. What other realization do you have this week, this past 3 weeks, or this week?
Well, I think even though we are busy, we are doing multiple things. Like it's tax season, right? I have so many work things that I'm doing. Um, like even though we're busy, we could actually find the time if we choose to to have the time, right? To go on lives, to do the business things. Like I couldn't imagine that we could actually do this every day, the live sessions.
Right.
And having done this for 21 days now, I think it's possible to actually do it every day from
Right.
now on,
Yeah.
right?
It becomes a habit now.
Yeah.
Right? It's weird if you don't have live sessions
Yeah.
on a daily basis.
It's like something that you expect now every day, that you look forward to, because I love sharing my experience here with the online business, right? Because in the beginning I was so skeptical. I had so many doubts for the full year. And when as soon as I dived in and actually learned the system and study it, I found out that this has been the business that I've been looking for. Um, that works with the family, that works with the lifestyle that we want, and the hopes and dreams that we want to have in the future, right? And it's just amazing that I'm in this point in my life now where I'm in complete surrender to God, with whatever God has opened up for me with this online business that we're doing, right? I'm just in complete, um, you know, here you go, God. Like, like I give you my life now. I'll just do whatever I had to do, and just follow along with whatever you have for me, right? Because you started this business, and this business is available for me to actually work on,
to build. Yeah.
and I love that you've done that, because I think the growth, the things that I have learned personally, the growth that we have overcome, right?
Mhm.
That went through in our relationship as well as a husband and wife. I think it's just amazing how working towards a common goal, it could actually make a big difference in in your
Right.
relationship.
It's pretty rare actually to see husband and wives work on a business and be business partners. Um, and the funny thing is that in our communities, there's hundreds of them, possibly
Yes.
thousands of them,
Yeah.
right? In a traditional business, it can be very difficult to actually work with your spouse, right?
Yeah.
And I used to have a mentor, an employer in the past that told me, I was so lucky working with my wife, right, in a business, because not a lot of people can, right, to work with their spouse,
Yeah.
especially if we have that, that relationship in a household setting, in our family setting, and then the relationship as a business partner.
Yeah.
It can be tough at times, right? Many times, and yet because of the power of personal development and faith in God, and the community, the people that we surround ourselves with, and the role models that we have, the mentors and the pillars of this community, it makes it possible to actually work with your spouse.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the greatest realization that I have this entire time.
Yeah.
Mel and I have separate careers all our lives,
Yeah.
right? Um, Mel is in the medical scientific field, and I've always worked in in corporate side, in the business world, and for us to be working in one thing, like
Yeah.
synergistically, right?
Yeah.
I think that's an incredible achievement, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to boast or anything, but I'm just proud of
Yeah.
how it actually unfolded. Because there are times we butt heads, right? Like Mel and I
Yeah,
just doesn't make sense on
doesn't
certain things,
agree.
doesn't agree on some business
Yeah.
principles, business ideas.
Yeah.
I remember starting a wedding industry, a wedding decoration
Yeah.
company, right, back in 2014.
Yeah.
And we both just got married, and we have all these um, not collections but
Decorations.
decorations, right? And we started a business, and she
Yeah.
started accumulating inventory,
Yeah.
and she started selling, right, to brides, and therefore we needed to have a system. We needed to have financial system in place. We needed to have operation system in place. And back then we were so like young and inexperienced, and
Yeah.
we just butt heads, right, of what to do. I used to wake up early in the morning at you know 6 o'clock to drive us. I mean, we used to wake up that time and drive all the way to Canmore, which is about an hour and a half away, probably possibly 2 hours away, depending on the weather, right?
Yeah.
An hour and a half, I would say, from where we live. It's in the mountains, right? And the same day or the following day, which is 2 in the morning, right? I had to drive all the way there and
And
take down all those decorations that we have, right? And it was so, and the same day I need to go to my cleaning jobs, right? Um, and it was so tough, right? I remember
yeah.
having to be in a position where, like, why are we even doing this? This is ridiculous, right? Um, um, and when Alice came along,
Yeah.
right, that was the nail in the coffin, saying that nope,
Yeah.
that's it, we're not
Yeah.
doing this.
We totally stopped doing all those other businesses that we
Mhm.
were doing, which took us a lot of time and labor to do.
Mhm.
And so that's when the time when we started looking into other streams, right,
Of income, yeah.
of income,
More
like
automation, more
more
system is
high
what we wanted.
ticket,
High
right?
ticket, yeah.
That's when we look at those kind of system.
Mhm.
And then when I got pregnant with Amelia, that's when we look at online things, because we were in high ticket systems back then, but it's not online. Everything has to be done in person.
Right.
So we go out, leave the kids with the in-laws, and we go and meet people in person. We go on in restaurants, in their houses. So it was a lot of work. We were um, making you know, high ticket sales, but it's not. But
It's not sustainable.
yeah, it's not
and
sustainable
The
in
operations wasn't really,
yeah,
the way we
family
wanted, family
wise,
oriented. Yeah.
right? It's not sustainable for a young family with little kids. So that's when we started, maybe we can do something like this, but it's not, but it's all online. So something with a laptop and a Wi-Fi. And Leejay found this, and at that time I was just kind of sick sick of
Sick and tired.
doing those kind of things. And but a year later i look into I look more into it, and then yeah, I just learned to love it,
Yeah.
love it.
Just looking at these checks, you guys, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable how the system really worked out. It's
Like you don't even have to like change your clothes or anything to scrubs, or put on a
Or a suit.
laboratory coat,
Yeah.
and go outside and drive in the middle of traffic, wake up in the middle of the night. And this is like an income, like
Generated. Yeah.
from
Completely.
for it looks like, for the whole amount of it, it looks like it's something that you could earn for the whole
2 months.
Yeah, like 2 months
That's 2
worth of
months
salary,
salary.
for maybe
For a regular person.
Yeah.
For most people, right? For most people.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna end at this, you guys, and thank you for all of you that supports us, and
Yeah, we really have a group of people who supports us here, like our coaches, our mentors,
our number one fans, right?
our followers here who have been liking
My
and
mother-in-law,
and commenting on our posts, right?
my uncles,
our team, the
our team,
Unstoppable Champions,
my
right?
aunts, my relatives.
Yeah, our relatives back in the Philippines.
We love you all.
And I know they've been asking whether they can do it in the Philippines. Yes,
of course,
yes, you can do it in the Philippines as well. It's a global business, so there are mentors in the Philippines that who do who do the same thing as what we do, and so it's global. Anybody in Europe, Australia, Mexico,
Anyway,
India,
it's global, right?
Africa. I don't know.
You really
everywhere.
want to try your geography knowledge here, right?
Yeah.
But thanks a lot for tuning in. And if you are really considering this, reach out to us or visit us at leejayandmelissa.com. All right?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Thanks
Have
a lot.
good night.
Have a good night, everybody. And
good
morning
to other countries.
or good afternoon, wherever you are
Yeah.
in the world. All right?
Take care,
Thanks a lot.
everyone.
Take
See